Seeing the truth can be difficult for us as men. We tend to see things the way we want to see them. And that's not always the best case. Sometimes we can fool ourselves. It's like we lie to ourselves. Have you ever looked at history and looked at people in history and thought, what were they thinking? How could they make that decision? You see, as men, we have the ability to deceive ourselves. And sometimes as men, we look at our friends and we say the same thing. How can they have done that? How could they think that about themselves? As men, we're not the best at looking at ourselves in a truthful way, looking at the reality in our life. So what we're going to do today is we're going to learn some of the keys to know truth as men. Let's jump in. Hi, I'm David Maxwell, men's coach. When I was a kid, I loved to watch TV. I watched it all the time. So I had all this useless knowledge in my brain. So as I got older, I got really good at trivia games. When trivia games were about the 80s or the 70s or all those times where I watched tons of TV, I knew the answers. But as I got older, I wasn't as good at it because I didn't know the answers. Aren't games a whole lot more fun when you know the answers? When you play a game and you just feel stupid the whole time, you don't want to play anymore. It's not that fun unless you know the answers. Well, as men, sometimes we're not good at knowing our answers. We're not good at knowing the truth about ourselves. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about 3 keys to knowing the truth as men. All right, the first key to knowing truth as men is to develop a training mentality. What you have to do is know that you're training all the time. You're training to improve. You're training to get better. And that keeps you from beating yourself up about mistakes. You see, when you have a training mentality, you know the mistakes are actually a way for you to get better, to help yourself. But when you don't have that mentality, you just beat yourself down and then you stop trying. You stop trying to learn new things. You stop trying to do new things and you don't have a training mentality. Life is really training. We're going to have mess ups. We're going to do things right. We're going to do things wrong. But all of those are experience that help us grow. They help us develop. And if you look at mistakes as future lessons, that's going to help you have a better attitude toward them. You see, as men, oftentimes we're either training or we're beating ourselves up. And we pick that. Now, I'm a football fan, and my football team sometimes has its ups and downs. And it's funny, I'll be watching a game, and they'll make mistake after mistake, and it bothers me. And a couple of weeks ago, I was watching a game, and they just were giving the game away, and it was frustrating me. But then I realized I'm putting how I feel about the day, about everything, on the back of a 19-year-old. A 19-year-old who's pretty new at playing football at the college level. So I had to develop my own training mentality for them and realize that they're just getting better and better, just like we all are. You see, gentlemen, if you have a training mentality, you realize, I may not be perfect, but I'm going to get better. And that's the key. Hey guys, let me know why you think men are so good at beating themselves up. What is it that we do as men that we just have to criticize ourselves and put ourselves down? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. All right, the second thing you do to really know the truth about yourself as a man is watch film of your life. Now, I don't literally mean film everything in your life. There's an old movie called The Truman Show that was about that. It was a TV show that was a reality show where this one guy didn't know it was fake, but the whole filming was for other people to watch. So his whole life was filmed. What about you? What do you do to film your life? And what I mean is, what do you do to review what's going on in your life? What do you do to kind of pull back and look at your life from an outside perspective? Because a lot of times as men, we're in our own head all the time. We know what's going on up here. So it's hard to really pull back from ourselves. We have hurts, we have feelings, we have confusion. And sometimes it's tough for us to kind of clear all that out and look objectively at our life. And what you need to do as a man is find tools to help you. I recommend to guys journaling. Now, journaling, you may say, well, I tried that one time, Dave. It didn't really work for me. I would encourage you to get back into it because when you're journaling, what you're doing is you're kind of writing out what's going on the inside of you. And may be difficult at first. And there's ways and exercises you can do to get better at it. And it's not that you sit there and write and cry or stuff like that. All it does is it helps you organize your thoughts, and it helps you kind of pull back and look at your life like you're looking at a movie, where you can say, why did I do that? Why did I react that way? Why did I lose my temper? What's wrong with me here? How come I can't get ahead? And what you do is you begin the ability to review your life. Journaling has helped me through all kinds of things. I didn't learn it till I was about 30. Somebody taught me to journal, and it really helped me begin to understand myself. And what it was like me looking at a review of my life. It's like looking at film of my life. So I would encourage you, find a tool that helps you pull back and get an outside perspective of your life. Hey guys, thanks for joining me here. What we are is we're just a community of men trying to get better and become more confident. Click subscribe so you don't miss a video. All right, guys, the third thing you need to do to find truth in your life is get coaching. What does coaching do? Coaching is when you get someone to give you an outside perspective. Because sometimes there's things you can't see in yourself that a coach can see. That's why all the great athletes have coaches. These athletes are the best of the best. They know everything about what they do, but they know they still need coaching. And in your life as a man, sometimes you just need coaching. You need someone on the outside to look at you and give you that outside perspective, because sometimes they can see something you're doing that you can't see in yourself. And it's not that you're not bright or you don't notice stuff. It's just they're seeing from a different perspective. And when you get coaching, that coach can see what you can't see. They notice what you can do, and they a lot of times encourage you in this area and maybe help you in other areas. Also, coaches, they help you challenge your beliefs about yourself. Have you ever had a coach who pushes you, who says, no, you can do more than that? A lot of times we give ourselves excuses. I know I did. But I had coaches in my life when I was young in school, and now as an entrepreneur, I have coaches in my life now who help me do this. They challenge me, they push me, they talk truth to me, and sometimes they tell me things that I don't like to hear, but I need to hear. So I would encourage you, if you want to know truth about your life, get coaching. Hey guys, one of the things you can do to get better at having coaching is go to davidmaxwellcoaching.com. It's what I do. I love coaching men and helping them live their adventure. So check it out, davidmaxwellcoaching.com. You know, one of the great things about when you have a training mentality and when you get coaching and you do all these things is it makes your life not so personal. You see, for me, for a long time, everything in my life I took personally. For so long, when someone told me how I could improve or do things like that, I took it personal because I felt like it was an attack on me. And that's the wrong attitude. But so many men are like that today. We take it all personal. But when you're training, when you know that, hey, I'm getting better, you don't take it as personal. You look at it as, okay, how can I improve? What can I do to be better this time than last time? And what that does is it takes the personal side out of it. And that way you receive feedback a whole lot easier. And you're able to keep moving ahead and not be so fearful. So I would encourage you, get that mentality shift in your brain. Don't take everything personal. Just start thinking, how can I get better?